performed. Jersey Boys is currently on at the Prince Edward Theatre in London's West End. Now, my next guest is one of our most popular TV presenters. For more than 25 years, she's graced our screens, but now she's chosen to reveal all about her incredible life. It's the brainiest brain on the box. It's Carol Vorderman.
Oh, you're right.
I'm very well.
Oh, it's lovely. You were always...
I am so loving the Jersey Boys.
Have you seen the show?
No, but I'm going.
Oh, you really should.
Oh.
It's utterly brilliant. It's
love
brilliant,
that. I'm
brilliant.
City Road,
You're always nicely turned out.
Oh, thank you so much. You scrub up well for
You do,
a
but you're
fat
trying
lass.
to hide everything now because I
I
can
am.
actually... I'm having a special moment.
Well, I've only just put it on, and I didn't realise when I put it on that when you sit down, the split...
It goes right... Yeah.
So I should be doing this.
I'm absolutely fine, though. Don't you worry about me. Think of me as a doctor.
I trust you.
You do that, though, with frocks, though. You've had some...
I've had some frocks.
You've had some frocks.
I've had some frocks,
If you look back at the old countdown days, there were some shockers.
In the 80s, with the hair, the mullet hair...
You had the mullet hair and the perm.
dynasty shoulder pads.
Well, we're talking about countdown. You reveal
lovely,
all about it.
Lovely,
in the book,
countdown.
It All Counts.
It All Counts.
Clever title.
No pun there.
What was your... You look back fondly at your time there. How long have you...
I was on Countdown with Richard 23 years, which is a very long time.
And such a shock when he passed.
It all happened in... from the time we were recording a series, you know, I mean, we're on our 53rd series. The last recording, because he just wasn't quite on it.
Wasn't himself.
Like he would. I mean, you know, we knew each other so well.
Of course you did.
So
yeah.
well.
And we're very,
he
very
could say
close
something,
friends.
or he'd give me a look, and I'd just collapse laughing, and so on. And we just loved it so much. And I said to him halfway through, you're all right, love, you know. And he went, yeah, I'm fine. He's like, and I know he was away with the fairies most of the time, but this was just kind of, you know, in the nicest possible way. But it was just not quite on it. And that was in May 2005, and he died 7 weeks later. It was a terrible shock for us all. I mean, really, really dreadful. And that was our last ever hour together.
Oh.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Bizarre.
It's going to start me off now.
No, well...
So, because it's still quite raw,
well, of course
even all of
it is.
these years later.
And the trouble is, you know, you have this close personal bond, but it's a professional way that you met. So the show, as they say, must go on. How did you adjust to having new people coming in?
I grieve for Richard terribly.
You must have done.
I still do, really. I found that very difficult after Richard died. Obviously, you would, and I tried my best. And
did it ever occur to you to leave at that point, that you wouldn't?
Yes, it did. But we'd been recording in Leeds for, gosh, 4,500 shows. I think we'd done together, 4,500 programmes, and. You know, we were all family, and everyone who watched Countdown, I'm sure everyone here who'd watched Countdown, who Countdowners, you know, as part of, everyone who watched was part of the programme as well. And so the people at Channel 4 at that time were very kind, and they said, would I like to take over the, you know, and
host it.
The host, which I absolutely could not have done. And they asked a number of times after that, but this wouldn't have been right, to be honest. So.
What did you miss most about it?
But I found it very difficult, I have to say. I do admit I found the years after Richard's death quite hard.
What do you miss most about him?
About Richard, just laughing. Oh, belly laughing, as we say in the North. Yeah. And he was so daft, really. And he'd have his pompous moments, which would prick the bubble, and then he would corpse. And every single day in the studio, we corpsed laughing. I'd just kind of look at him and he'd look at me. And I used to have, because, you know, Richard's belly used to go in and out quite a lot. So when I say belly laughing, you know what I mean? And I'd come in front of the stand-up. This is what we do, because we'd always have a chat, you know, because everyone would be watching quite a few shows. And I'd go, OK, has he put on weight? And if I put my arms around him and they just touched like that, he hadn't put on weight. And if I could do that, he'd lost weight. And if it was like that, it was a cabbage soup diet for a week for him. That was how it was. And I used to love all that little stuff, you know. It was just how it was. It was just innocent, lovely, loving fun.
It must have been really shocking, the way they then treated you at the end.
Yeah, I found the manner of it deeply distressing, because I felt that if Richard had been there, it would not have happened. It would not have happened that way. And I felt once he'd gone that, because, you know, we were the kind of continuum through it, and I was without a partner, really, and the manner in which it was done wasn't right.
No,
I felt.
it was
wasn't
rude and
right. And I felt like I was losing him all over again.
Yeah,
really,
yeah. It's a fascinating read, because your life has not been the easiest at the start.
No,
I didn't
it's not
know
been the
your dad
and the early
out.
years were very interesting.
Your mum has played a really important part.
My mum, my mother, she loves you.
Send her my love.
She loves you.
She does, doesn't she?
Michael, oh, I love that, Michael.
Oh.
Yeah, my mum and I, well, when my mum was pregnant with me, my father was having an affair, and when I was born, basically he got rid of us within 3 weeks, and so my mum then left and brought 3 children up by herself, and it was hard. I mean, I shared a bed with my mum. There were 4 of us in a bedroom until I was 9, and I shared a bed with my mum till I was 9, and then she married my fantastic stepfather, who was a mad Italian builder, who used to swear all the time and laugh and cackle, and he was just fantastic. And it was like life was, it was in full technicolor with Gabrielle, with my dad. But she kept leaving. And once we ran away to the circus, I think I was... my mother, I could tell you a tale. And we left. And that was, again, it was all kind of quite disturbing as a child, really, because there was no security. So it's sort of... You know, my drive, my workaholism has come from that, really. But there are many, many, many times. My sister lived in Windsor Safari Park, so I went for my interview at Cambridge University in a zebra-striped Range Rover with Windsor Safari Park on the side. It's not what people expect in there.
It's a fascinating read. Carol, thanks so much for being here.
Thank you.
It's great seeing you. Carol Vorderman. Don't go anywhere. We're back in...